Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ask the Roofer, our guest series. I'm here with Matt Dehaan of Dehaan Paints.
Yep.
Really good painter in this area. Really hard to find. Most of the painters are kind of hit or miss, and one day they're there, the next day they're not. But Matt and I were talking before the video, and he was sharing with me a great idea. I hadn't thought a lot about it. I'm a roofer. I don't do painting. But like a great way to update like your kitchen without breaking the bank. And you were talking about repainting cabinets, clean them up. Can you talk a little bit about that and kind of the process? And I think the big question is versus, hey, all new cabinets, or we see a lot of new cabinet doors. What is your cost comparison?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to get new cabinets, but they're of course really expensive. And you're talking
or a new car, cabinets or car.
I mean, from what I've seen, new cabinets that are painted and are really nice are $10,000 to $12,000.
Yeah,
so
easily.
You have a huge expense there. And what we can do is we can come in without removing the cabinets. We can take off the doors, the drawers, come in, get everything sanded down, prime it, and then use a kitchen cabinet varnish.
Yep.
And pretty close to a factory finish on those. So you're gonna
without having to tear out and put back all new cabinets.
Right. So you're gonna have a really nice shine to them. They're gonna be cleanable. They're gonna wear well. And being a varnish, they hold up. So.
Yeah, so you can clean them and maintain them without destroying. What does that look like, cost comparison? Because we just talked about, hey, new cabinets, and I used to do more remodels before we targeted just on roofing and stuff. I mean, I've seen $30,000 and $40,000 sets of cabinets for a little bit larger than average kitchen. Even like I think the average is like a 10 by 10 kitchen. You're easily $15,000, $16,000 if you went up to Lowe's and got new cabinets. What's the cost comparison? Obviously not like a dollar figure, but like a percentage.
I would say it's somewhere between 20 to 35%.
So not even half the cost.
Right. So it's definitely budget friendly.
Completely updated kitchen look.
Right.
And 20-30% of the price.
Right.
Let me ask you this. A lot of people have different hardware. When you sand them down, you've probably seen this more than I have, but where the hardware's been imprinted because it's been there so long, does that typically sand out pretty well and they can switch hardware? Or is that harder to?
Yeah, so the little dent from the piece, like that goes on the decorative piece, that sands out, or we can fill that. A lot of times people will put on different hardware, and we'll kind of take into consideration what was there and how to best cover it up. Right, and we try to keep the same pattern, because if you fill it, you're going to end up with issues, things sinking later on. Yeah. And it'll look great when we leave, but later it's going to show. So we try to keep the same pattern, but there's a lot of options out there for that.
Makes sense. What do you, as far as colors and stains, and are you limited to like hey, you've got these 7 colors, or are you across the board?
So
fuchsia cabinets if you want them.
The tint bases that I use can be tinted to almost any color you would find for your wall. So a lot of times people will take a wall color in their kitchen and then they'll step it up or down a shade
to get the accent.
Right, and then they get a little bit of an accent there, or they'll match their trim paint or anything like that. So nice. I've done everything from bronze to black to white to gray.
all the good cabinet colors.
Yeah.
I feel like the question will be asked, as far as staining, how likely is it that you're going to be able to strip paint and go to a stain instead of a...
So staining is something I would say is more of like a carpentry refinishing type thing, where we're more on the painting side. We do some staining. We do like exterior staining.
Yeah.
The interior staining for cabinets, that's when you really have to strip them down to bare bones.
And have the right kind of wood to stain.
Right. You need a little bit different of a setup for that. So we're more on the painting side of cabinets that people have bought in the last 10 years, and it's bare wood like this and stained, and they just kind of like to update the look and make it a little bit brighter.
Or even if they're already painted, but they're changing colors.
Right.
That makes sense. So if you're looking to update the kitchen, or your wife wants a different color scheme without breaking the bank, I mean, sounds like painting the cabinets is an amazing way to go. A lot more budget friendly than all new boxes and doors. So great tip from our friend Matt. We'll link you up in the comments, or not the comments, but the description. So if you have paint questions or have painting needs, look up Matt. You also do some videos and stuff as well.
I've been getting into it a little bit more lately.
Feet wet a little bit. So yeah, check out Matt's page and the videos that he's doing, and thanks for being with us again. Thanks for watching another episode of our Ask the Roofer video series. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, whichever way you prefer to see it. And if you have questions, we'd love to get your input, see what you want to learn about, and do our best to help explain those things to you.